I'm in Flint or in like Flint.
Yeah.
Any of the old
James
Flint.
Coburn.
Yeah.
Go watch that before we discuss any of this stuff like that. You know, because
What about political activity?
well, political activity comes under war.
All right, okay.
Politics is actually war without bloodshed. It should be war without
So
bloodshed.
let's be under the umbrella. That's okay. All right.
So what we're looking for are human events. Now, human events is going to cause us to deal with human dynamics. Okay? Now, when dealing with human dynamics, we have individual human dynamics, and then we have collective human dynamics. Now, have in the past, in your lives, have any of you ever grown up at a time when you were involved in some type of collective human dynamics?
Yes.
You said what now?
Yes.
Okay, what was it in your case?
The first case was, well, I mean, I can go to school or church, but what's more poignant for me would be the sanitation strike of 1968.
So that was a particular political dynamic that incorporates a lot of things that's very human. Race is very human, and that was a part of that. The politics of that most people had no understanding of at the time. There was some real politics going on, but they didn't see that. All they saw was some men striking. They didn't see the real politics behind the strike. You know, what
talking about collective bargaining?
all of that, as far as what the mayor was going through. There was a group in Kentucky that was going through some changes about the whole activity. Group of businessmen in Kentucky. Matter of fact, they're the same businessmen that held the contract on Muhammad Ali later on. Yeah. Well, those Kentucky businessmen had something to do with the sanitation strike. You know, this is weird. If we don't do this research, we won't find this information out. If we don't have this information, I don't understand how we know so much about these things that we're talking about. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about human dynamics. Humans behave in a particular way when they're acting as individuals toward each other. Then they have a way of behaving when they're acting as a collective toward each other. Now, let's figure this out. Have you ever in your lifetime witnessed where a group of human beings wanted to hang this child from a tree because of his complexion?
Yeah, I went through it in 1968 when my father moved into an all-white suburb.
Was that right?
Yes, sir.
And a whole group of what you call white human beings wanted to hang your father?
They wanted to hang the whole family.
Wanted to hang the whole family?
They put bombs on our
And
mailboxes.
then how about this one, this particular collective? How about this particular collective? I would take him and put him in the average Negro family in the United States of America and watch him get the same hanging.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And watch him get the same hanging.
That's right.
It don't even have to be a group of white individuals that now have a collective behavior because of him.
You can put him in his own family.
Put him in his own family.
His own family.
And because of his complexion, I would bet you down to $1, he looks at the same hanging potential.
On the website, there's a story that I shared about a guy by the name of Willie Jones.
Good job.
Very dark skinned. Happened to walk upon it wasn't a fight, it was a massacre in Southside Park on Parkway. And while they stumped this man's head in the ground so hard it left an indentation in the ground. And when I inquired, I mean, I was alarmed. I asked them, you know, why y'all doing this? And they called him a black MF. And I was thinking, you doing this to him because he's black? And what really got me, the guy that stomped him was as dark as he was. And well, that did something to me.
But no, wait a minute now. A lot of people would say, well, that doesn't happen.
Oh man, come on.
What do you say? Does that happen?
Yeah.
Does that attitude happen?
Oh,
And then how about this one? How about this one? How about in that same group, you take a whole group, collective group of dark-skinned individuals, and now they hem up one of these
Half
What they
rib.
call
Yeah, white folk looking folks.
They call them,
And next thing you know, we got the same problem.
I've seen that happen.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Now, all this deals with how people behave when they get in groups.
Yes,
Collective.
collective setting.
Now all of a sudden,
Insane.
now all of a sudden we run into some cats that got a little bit of intellect because they read 3 books and almost attempted to read the dictionary. And next thing you know, they want to come in and tell us all about how we should be living. We should live according to the ancient story of the lost tribe of Maybelines.
I had it out of there.
Ain't that something? Now this is weird now. We don't know nothing about the person other than that they didn't drop out. They got put out of school in their freshman year at Howard. At Howard. Yes, sir. And now all of a sudden they come along with a plan for everybody to live a better existence. Ain't that something? Now we get a whole bunch of folks sitting in the audience listening to this damn fool talking this madness. And I'm suggesting if they're really listening, that means we got a whole group of damn fools sitting in the audience listening to a damn fool. All right, that's what I'm suggesting. Now we got to figure out how are they going to behave as a collective. Now, everybody that agrees with this damn fool, they're going to all start behaving like damn fools. Everybody that does not agree with this damn fool, in most cases, they're going to leave. And a few of the ones that leave are going to tell the police that damn fool and they're making trouble. Oh, that's what's been happening. The police know all about everything that happened in the meeting. About the damn fool telling everybody about they should have coochie shot and leave. You understand? Now, everybody understand what I'm talking about? Do you get this?
Yeah.
You do remember some of this, some of y'all, right? That, believe it or not, I bet you, whether you know it or not, you've all been through this. How about this? At some point in our lives, something should come along to allow us to actually start examining, to look at, to try to understand how individuals might want to start behaving about their own lives. You know? Matter of fact, has anyone witnessed this during their lifetimes? Has anyone ever come into your life that has tried to get you to start maybe trying to look at your life, yourself? Has anyone done that in your life?
One person.
What is it? What?
Only one person.
Wait a minute, we'll get there. Not me yet. No.
Whether the information be, whether direction they're trying to get you was good or bad, probably good or bad, but
Did somebody come along and say something like, see in that movie it said, know thyself. And brother, you should try to know thyself. You should get Jesus so you could know thyself.
Hell yeah.
Huh? Did that ever happen?
Today.
Oh, that did happen. Oh no, you should get Allah so you could know thyself. No, you should get a dashiki. No, you should get a fez.
Yeah.
No, you should get, I mean, all of it is about you. If you get this, you learn how to know thyself, right?
Yeah.
Now, knowing thyself is an exercise for one to get a better insight into the individual self, right? Now, so far, they tell us to go looking, that's what we're looking for, good. They tell us to go looking in ancient Egypt, right? Haven't you been told that if you go look in ancient Egypt, you'll find yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's weird because ancient Egypt don't exist. You know, it's weird. So they're just making something up. You're going to go look there and you're going to find it.
Well, why do you say ancient Egypt? Because it exists.
Well, don't nothing ancient exist to me. Only thing exists to me is what exists on this planet right now. I exist right now.
You're right. I got it.
So the only thing that I know about existence is whatever is
Right now,
relative to me, and the only thing relative to me is right now.
I agree.
Any other time that has ever been is not relative to me. Now, all the time that has happened during my lifetime, it's relative to me. And since time is a continuum, I try to make myself available to understanding that continuum and how it's relative to me. But for me to say that I can go and shake hands with the ape that actually was the model for the statue that's right there between, right when you're walking out of Egypt going in Uganda, there's some apes up on the wall.
Abu Sabah.
Yeah. Well, isn't that weird? Now those apes, I bet you not one of them is alive. I can't go shake hands with none of those monsters. You understand? So, wherever they were, I don't know nothing about them. What I'm relative to is right now. So if someone wants me to find myself, I gotta figure something out right now in order to find myself. Now I might have to look into some information about those apes. I might have to look into some information about Akhenaten and anybody I can find that has ever been on this planet that might help me find out something about myself. I don't care if it's Buddha, if it's the fool on the road that said peace to the idiot that they ran and touched, it said Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, whatever. That's what you're supposed to, like the baby coming in here and says peace, that's what you're supposed to learn how to say when you meet a fool on the road. Peace. Everybody knows why, right? Huh? Well, they thought that if you send out a smile, 9 times out of 10, you'll get one back. Okay? So when you meet a stranger on the road, send out a smile. Now, if you don't get one back, you better have your knife ready. Because you just got a warning.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what all this hello and these greetings,
Shaking hands.
Shaking hands is one of the things that came out of what is now called Western civilization relative to making sure you don't have a sword in your hand. But we want to look at all of the cultures that developed on this planet if we say we're trying to find ourselves, all right? But again, everybody that would tell me that you got to look in the Bible, you got to look in the Quran, you got to look in the... They don't tell me how to do it. In other words, everyone that wants to tell me how to find myself, I want some instructions if you're going to tell me how to do this.
We've marched to the Lincoln Memorials. That's how.
Oh, you mean so that the sons of former slaves can sit down with the sons of former slave masters?
Yeah.
That's right.
And y'all been hearing that commercial?
Yeah.
It's been coming on every 10 minutes. Y'all better be real careful. You better be real careful about that commercial.
So what about here, confess, believe, accept?
Well, you better be real careful about all those words relative to self, because I don't think you can find self with any of those words.
Now, I'm saying in this character, this is what I was told, that if I heard the word, I accepted Christ as my Savior.
Again, as long as you keep doing that, then what you're doing is you're believing something that somebody's telling you. There's no way to find yourself if what you're going to find it with is belief. It's impossible. This is not an improbability.
That's impossible.
That is just mathematically impossible to do. It cannot be done. Not mathematically. It can't be proven. And if it can't be proven, then it's not mathematical. All right? But what we were talking about was Jonathan. And why it is so important to read Jonathan. Now, we can read a lot of things. Like I have a young person who, matter of fact, this is the young person here who just put up the prophet on the red pill. This young person here. And I'm happy about it because I want her to put up some more things that she's going to find that she has the capacity to actually help to do some of the things we need to do to build this. Have you read the prophet yet?
Yeah, I've read it.
You've read it? Yeah. Well, I think it is important to read, but I do know this, that if y'all keep reading all of these things like the Madman and the Prophet and the Bhagavad Gita and all this other stuff, Introduction to African Civilization, everything y'all want to read, and you don't read Jonathan Livingston Seagull, you causing yourself a real problem.
You hurt my feelings.
Yeah, well, that's too bad. But you causing yourself a real problem. There are two books that I know of that I would recommend that you read in the beginning of whatever it is you're doing if you're trying to find out something about yourself. If you're really trying to do this for real, the first one is Jonathan Livingston Seagull. The second one is Animal Farm. Now the reason those two books are so important, I brought you a DVD of Animal Farm because it can actually be quite a boring read.
You think so?
Animal Farm?
I loved it.
Well,
I read Animal Farm. I guess I was too young.
It can be quite. Not only can it be a boring read, it can be a boring movie to watch.
Man, I was thoroughly, it captivated me.
Well, that's probably because you have some other information that a lot of people don't have at this point. And that's another thing I try to get across to everybody. See, a lot of people who have already read a lot, who have already gained, a lot of information, you're ahead of the game. You're going to have some insights that everybody can have. That's right.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. You've got other people who now will try to communicate with people who have done all this reading and they haven't read anything. And then I'm trying to figure out, well, how y'all communicating?
You can.
That's right. So then why don't we ever admit it?
I mean,
why don't we ever admit it?
We
never admit this problem that we seem to be having. See, yes.
Because we don't know.
We don't know that we don't know, and we think it's all right that we don't know because we don't know. You know what that all of a sudden gets like? It gets like this crazy merry-go-round that keeps going round and round and round, and you can't get off. And once you get on and can't get off, you can't even ever get back on.
I got an analogy for it. That's like, I remember first coming to your class, the second time I came. And after a while, it began to dawn on me that we were having two different conversations. After a few months, it was like, well, I'm talking about this, but he's talking about this, but this is that. And I don't really know what that is.
And you know what, that gets to be a problem with a lot of folks who actually want to assume that they actually understand what's being talked about, instead of doing the basic work that would actually allow them to really comprehend what's actually being talked about. We were talking about Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and the reason that I really try to get everybody to read it. See, Jonathan deals with individual dynamics, where Animal Farm deals with collective dynamics. In the case that I'm talking about human dynamics, and the human dynamics can be likened to what's talked about in the Declaration of Independence when you talk about human events. I think Neely Fuller, he calls it compensation, or compensatory behavior relative to human activity, the activity of human beings. But most of us growing up, we don't know that a lot of the activity that we involve in is contrived. It was made up. It's just some constructed nonsense. And we actually think it's a reality. We believe it's a reality, and guess what? It starts being a reality for the believer.
That's right.
And until they get that behind them, they actually think that that's real. Now we're going to have some real confusion among the group of people who are actually trying to get together to do something. You know what? For all my life, since I've been on this planet, since I've been old enough to be cognizant, I have been hearing people talk about we need to unite. See, we need to come together so we can unite. Have you been hearing about a unity rally every year in your life?
I'm used to that.
A unity rally. Everybody wants to unite. You know, well, how long does it take?
It's never happened.
It has never happened. Well, when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen?
Never.
But they're going to keep every year calling the youth. And then they're going to have, wait a minute, how about this one? We're going to have us 1,000,000 chicken march.
That's part of the dream, which actually turned into a nightmare.
Good point.
I understand.
At one time, when you say that it appeared that it was happening at a point in time,
Yeah, but if I say that, and when we start talking about this, how many people gonna know what I'm talking about? Let's say, who's an avid Egyptologist in here? Who's been studying ancient Egypt? Come on, somebody, come on.
I know a little bit.
Yeah, you know a little bit about ancient Egypt. Okay, good. Now tell me about S.B. Fuller.
S.B. Fuller?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Ah. You can tell me all about ancient Egypt, and you can't tell me nothing about S.B. Fuller. See, I think this is going to get to be a problem in a minute. I'll tell you what. Tell me about A.M.C. Walker. Found the Tri-State what? Okay. Tri-State Bank. A.M.C. Walker? I think he was involved in what came together as Tri-State, but no.
he was an inheritor. He was more of an inheritor.
Well, kind of, but no, he was. Huh?
The bus company.
S.B. Fuller. S.B. Fuller. The bus company that went out of business that was Montgomery. Yeah, S.B. Fuller. But there's some other
I'm trying to make this connection to those people in Egypt.
Well, see, here's the thing. Everybody wants to study ancient Egypt, but ain't nobody studied what happened just a few years ago right here. You know, now, I bet you that, you know, I can get to, you know, somebody was here not too long ago, and they said they have a debate with anybody about this. And I thought to myself, no, I don't think so. You know, because I was listening to them, and they were talking all about ancient Egypt, and they didn't know nothing. And it was easy to discern, they didn't really have a clue. You know, so the average, I'm not about to get into a debate with anybody about ancient Egypt, because the average person that would debate with me about ancient Egypt, I'm armed. I'm armed for real. Yeah, and the average person, they don't even have bullets in their guns. Yeah.
Why do we always want to talk about ancient Egypt?
I don't know.
Ancient America.
I don't know. I don't even want to talk about ancient America. I just want to talk about S.B. Fuller. You know, and who was the other brother? What was his name? A.M.C. Walker. And who was the other one?
Yeah.
And Gaston. And who was the other one? Well, Moses Dixon is before these brothers. Moses Dixon. He's
He's
before
out
these
of
brothers.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Who? Moses?
Missouri, I'm sorry.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Well, they organized in Missouri.
Right.
All right, they organized there.
Well, outside of Walker, who else in this area made some of that contribution?
Church. You know, down in Church Park.
Robert.
Yeah, and his wife. And his wife.
What about the sister?
Ida B. Well. Ida Barnett.
Clifford Miller.
Well, we don't even get into that.
Well, hey,
And there's some other people. But no, the Papa Black
Right.
over in Blackville, you know, they were a part of organizing the banking stuff. And then some other people. But no, see, that wasn't where I was really going with this. Where I really wanted to go with this was that it's going to be real important that we understand this individual thing as far as what Jonathan is proposing to us. See, what Jonathan in that book, that little story, an anthropomorphic story. Let me ask this question first. One of y'all here, I know one of y'all got to be a good, I know somebody in there, you know, you got a movie. That's somebody.
That's a cute
All right. No, I ain't talking about Q-Dub, I'm talking about that old Amos Nandy, the real McCoy, get up on the stage and hallelujah.
Oh,
Don't y'all know about that one?
black chicks. It's the fraternity.
No, I'm talking about the one y'all go to every, what's the day club?
Oh, you talking about that one? No, I don't know about that one.
Wait, here, what I'm trying to get at is, if we've learned anything about behavior, human behavior, and a long time ago they had a story about a character in a book. Was that story an anthropomorphic story?
Now,
The story about the character, Yeshua, in the book that people want to call the Bible,
yes,
was that an anthropomorphic story?
I would say so.
It doesn't
You would
register.
say so.
It
What?
doesn't register with most people like that.
No, well, all I'm asking, I don't know whether it registers with most people or not. I'm just asking one of you who is adamantly involved with Day Club to tell me if that is an anthropomorphic story, yes.
What does that
Will you
mean?
define anthropomorphic?
You got your dictionary, right?
I don't have it with me.
Well, anthropomorphic.
Will anybody tell me what that is?
Well, I mean, this is weird. This is weird because we've all been dragged off to Day Club every Sunday morning. And you mean to tell me that we don't have a clue about anthropomorphic stories?
Well, some,
But I don't see that, what you call, Jesus by the name,
Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Uh-huh.
He was in human flesh, as I understand.
Good, good. So for it to be an anthropomorphic story,
He had to be an animal.
here's what's so killing about what you're saying, Brother Bill. In some cases, like in the story of Jonathan, we take and we use the animal as the character to express the story about the human dynamics. This is an anthropomorphic form for a story. Now, if you say that the story about the character Yeshua would have had to have been about an animal, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we go back far enough and find what that character, that story may have been based on.
Come on now.
If we find the character in The Wizard of Oz of Toto the dog, if you go in your dictionary, I think you have to look up Anubis. If you look up Anubis, you find the jackal-headed god. So the character in the story of The Wizard of Oz takes on an anthropomorphic form. It becomes the dog. Now, you mean to tell me once upon a time that stories may have been about animals,
Yeah.
and then the animals may have become half animal?
Would they have been first been
Have
things or
human.
objects initially?
They could start as mineral, but that's going back a little bit further than where we want to go for anthropomorphic.
Minotaur?
That is one of the half animal, half. Matter of fact, I think one of them is Pan. And then Pan is how y'all, that's what y'all ride when y'all get to ride your goats, the local fraternities.
All right.
You know how y'all ride your goats, right? And you lie about what it means, because you don't know.
Get on the square.
But anyway, so what I'm getting at is, if you go in your dictionary, what you'll find is that the angels, as they call them, actually, if you go in the book, and let's call the book the Bible, which is a collection of books, Biblos, we'll find that they evolved from animal to half animal, half human, and eventually to all human. So what happens is like we have an anthropomorphic story over here in modern times, using the reverse, and we're